Sydney's become the Switzerland of the South Pacific. The reality is all the top end of town, it's a safe investment. Everything is happening across the world, whether it's be in the Middle East, whether it's in Europe, no matter what's going on, Sydney's now become a safe haven. Not only that's a safe haven, it's also a lifestyle choice for a lot of the ultra-rich. So the top end of the market and the prestige end of the market has seen such growth because of those reasons. The values of real estate has gone exceptionally. I mean, we're looking at suburbs like Point Piper, Mossman, you know, even the beach suburbs of Manly and Bondi have seen an increase of 50% in terms of its value over the last 5 years, ever since the pandemic. And everyone thought it would be a bit of a bubble and they'll come back. Well, not really. And I guess it's the old adage of anything that's valuable, and if it's prestige and there's a rarity of it, makes it even more expensive. There's only a small amount available, and with that, it's supply and demand. I think Australia, and especially Sydney and Melbourne, have pioneered the luxury prestige apartment market now. And I think that's been driven from the demand from Asia. A lot of high net worth Chinese, they've come to Australia looking to not replicate, I want to buy a home, but I'd like to have an apartment of a prestige nature, bigger in its size, bigger in its views, and basically a showcase. They've been used to that in the Asian market, but the Australian market has taken a while for it to accept that, and it has just blossomed in the last 5 to 7 years. I see it personally with my own clients. I've seen it with high net worth clients that are coming back from Asia or Europe and the States. They're happy with an apartment. In actual fact, they can basically turn the key, they're here, that it gives them all the amenities and it's close to everything they like. I mean, the reality in Australia is governed by its interest rates. To a lesser extent, the lower end of the market. But the ultra high net worth and the prestige market is not governed by whether the interest rate is 5% or 7%. Again, it's a small market. It's an expensive market for the developers to buy in and build a product. They're paying top dollar for the development sites. The construction costs have gone through the roof in the last couple of years. It's 30% increase. So therefore the prices are increased as well. If you interviewed someone coming out of Asia or Europe and you ask them, look, what do you know? They'll tell you, oh, Point Piper or Vaucluse or Mossman or Hunters Hill or Bondi or Manly Beach. They sort of knew the general 5 or 6. They all know about Balmoral Beach, but not everybody knew about Chinaman's Beach. They might not have heard about the Spit, Palm Beach, Duffy's Forest, Terry Hills, you know, Woolwich Pier, things like that, where Balmain, which is, you know, again, an older suburb in Sydney, but they're suburbs that they've now discovered. The reality is I've been doing it for 35 years and I've seen every market boom, bust, recessions, money market collapses, the global financial crisis in 2008, the pandemic. So I've seen all these markets. So we're going to have change, and with change sometimes doesn't mean that the markets will go up. Change could mean that the markets go down, but they'll all find their feet. When you look at Australia, and especially, and I keep bringing back Sydney and Melbourne because they're the heartbeat. They're the heartbeat of Australia in all financial markets. I feel that we'll bump along in the next 12 months. I don't think we'll see massive growth like we've seen every year, and I think we'll slowly. I think it is, though, Sydney and Melbourne are recession-proof cities, even though the markets and then potentially we could go into a recession, there'll still be a demand to be in Sydney and Melbourne, and especially the prestige part of the markets. We've seen a shift to lifestyle investments in the last few years. Ever since the pandemic, people have been able to say, oh, I'm going to work from home. So they're picking the destinations like Thailand in Phuket because I've got clients there and they've made the move there and they're loving it. And obviously every nation has a different set of rules. So I'm not suggesting just pick up and just buy in your favourite destination. So you need to do that homework. You need to have great lawyers and a great understanding of that property markets before you actually invest in overseas market. But it's like everything, you invest in what you know, and you're very cautious about investing in what you don't know.